So I've got a 16mm lens, and here we are in Wells next to the sea. So we're going to test the lens out and see if we can get any decent shots. It's quite wide for me. The closest I've got to using anything like this was on a Fuji X70, which is 18mm. So we'll give this 16mm a go and see what kind of shots we can get. So at the minute I'm just really kind of wandering around. We only came out to the coast, had a nice walk on a Sunday, testing this 16mm out. So I'm just really getting a feel for it, and then I think I'll add a second part to this video where I actually take it to like an urban area, get into a city and see how well I get on using it for street photography. So I was just inside of this building, just underneath there, and I focused on the light on the outside, so everything on the inside was dark, and I managed to get a silhouette shot of a couple. The guy had a good bobble hat on, so made a good silhouette. So far so good. This 16mm lens is pretty good, and I am sort of used to using something like that, like I said earlier, using the X70. Okay, we're back in the city for the second half of the video, and we're going to try and do some, obviously, urban street photography. I've never gone this wide before on the street. You can get some good wide open shots, but if you want some close-up people shots, you've really got to get in close. If you're enjoying the videos, then please subscribe, and the most important thing is remember to click on the bell, and then you'll get a notification every time I upload a video. Okay, let's get some 16mm shots. This is what the scene looks like in colour. As you can see, a guy just walked past, cast a lovely shadow on that wall, which I was looking for, and then this woman came along, stood right there in that light, and got a couple of really nice shots. Yeah, so far I've managed to get 2 pictures on that 16mm that I'm really happy with. So, I mean, like I said before, it's not like a focal length that I've not really used before, because I've used 18 on the X70, so this is only slightly wider. So let's go and get some more. So I was over there just in front of Holland and Barrett by that post, looking down to the right down there, and just waiting for people to step through the light. It's got a good area at this time of year when the sun is low. Everyone is walking towards it, so it kind of lights up their faces. So I could let people get really close with this 16mm, and I had set the exposure all manually, so then I was still using autofocus, and I was just moving the autofocus around the screen just where I needed it. I could have zone focused, but I like sort of moving it around all over, so yeah, I got on alright like that. We're going to try the 16mm and try and get some reflections in this window here. So we're just going to try out some movement shots by using a slow shutter speed, upping the aperture, and having a low ISO. So a good slow shutter speed, and that will give you some really good movement in your shots. So make sure you have a go at that. So what do I think of the 16mm for street photography? Number one, it's compact. It's pretty small. It doesn't really stick out a long way, which makes it light and pretty easy to use. It's got an aperture ring. Lots of cheap lenses don't have aperture rings. This one does. But one downside I found was I was accidentally shifting the aperture. It doesn't really like click into place. I mean, you know, if you keep an eye on it, you notice you've done it before you take another shot. But I didn't do it all the time, but it's easy to move. It's too easy to move, I would say. You can get up close with this lens. So you can literally be sort of right up close to someone. They'll think you're taking a picture of something else and not them, and they don't even look like they're in the shot. I mean, it's not mega wide, and I didn't think this would be the case with this lens, but I did get really close to a couple of people and they didn't have a clue, although I don't even think they saw me at all. So yeah, so it's got that little benefit as well. Would I recommend this lens? Most definitely. I don't really have a problem with it with street, and I'm gonna do quite a few sessions with it and hopefully get used to using such a wide angle. But it's good for if you're in really tight spaces as well. You know, when you're out and it's busy on the street, you can get in right close. But I like the fact that some people really don't realise you're taking a picture of them. That's a good corner for some shots here. I love this time of year when the sun comes out. You get some great light, nice and low. We'll catch you next time on the Streets Wide Open channel. So remember people, stay sharp out there, and I'll see you on the streets.